Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today is an episode of Create This Book. And before we get started, here's a shout out. So the first page I'm doing is create a fancy name. Write your name on this page in a fancy way. So I'm starting off this page by sketching my name, and my name is Maya, in case you guys don't know. I put it in the description of all my videos, and you should definitely read the description here while you're at it. But anyways, yeah, I'm basically just doing it in this cursive-y, swirly font. Once I was done outlining this with my Posca pen, I just used some of my alcohol-based markers. I use Caliart markers in case you're wondering, and I also have a few Copics. And I basically made this like blendy, color, rainbowy thing, if that makes sense. And since I was using printer paper, it wasn't the best for these markers, but I still really like how the piece turned out at the end. Now I decided to do the background with chalk pastels, and I'm pretty new to using chalk pastels, but let me just say, when I used these, it was a really messy experience, but I really like how the final background turned out because I used these, so I'm probably going to use these pastels more, and I just did it in the same kind of blendy rainbow color scheme as I did with the letters. Then I just moved everything out with a paintbrush, and I think this time lapse is super satisfying. Here's the finished page, and I really love the simple but rainbow vibe it gives, and I don't do rainbows very often, so I really enjoy doing this page. The next page I'm doing is create a pocket, and this page is about to get very complicated, so stay tuned. So my idea for this page was to make some sort of pocket with a window in it, so I just cut the window out, and now I am just taking a gray marker and filling the frame in. Then next what I did was I kind of sketched this aquatic scene because I wanted to make it like an aquarium. All of that gray stuff is going to be glued, so there's a pocket where you can stick fish in, if that makes sense. And now I'm just sketching doing the watercolor part of the seascape thing. And of course I added a mushroom. I wanted to keep this very simple background and kind of muted, but I still went in with some colored pencils to bring a little bit more detail in. I'm using some plastic from a sheet protector to make the kind of see-through window part, and I just clear taped the watercolor just so the color pencil on it won't smudge. So here's the finished pocket, and as you can see, it's a pocket, and then there's a little see-through thing. And yes, the bottom gray part is glued down. Now I am just coloring these little sea creature thingies, and I did a jellyfish, half a mermaid's tail for some reason, and then 2 fishes. And I didn't use a reference for any of these, and I really wanted to keep the style pretty cartoony. After spending so much time on the pocket, for the left page I wanted to keep it super simple, so I just took some water-based markers and kind of made a bunch of circles. Then after I was done doing this, I just used some water and kind of had this watercolor effect on them, which I thought was pretty cool. Then I just glued some of the sea creatures down because it was kind of crowded in the pocket. And yeah, I also added some gray circles to kind of bring it in. So here's the finished page. It's not the most cohesive page ever, but considering how much time I spent on it, I am really happy in how this turned out, and I'm super glad my idea for the pocket worked. The next page I'm doing is create a signature, and I really wanted to do a simple page just so I could kind of wind down and just do something that was really easy considering how much time I spent on the pocket. So I just wrote Artsy Skater a bunch of times in a bunch of different fonts. So since some watercolor from a previous page had bled onto this page, I decided to use some of my watercolors. These are one of my cheaper watercolors and they're kind of muted, so this was perfect. So I basically just splatter painted this page, and I had so much fun splatter painting it. I haven't splatter painted in a while, so I was just living it up. Okay, so here's the finished page. It's pretty chaotic, but I'm really happy at how it turned out. I love all the colors on it. The first bonus page is to create a monochrome. Before I get into it, I just want to say these were bonus pages because I did these in the beginning of January and I still really wanted to share them with you. So here I'm just using the color turquoise because it is my favorite color, and I'm basically making another aquatic drawing with it. Since turquoise is my favorite color, I had a lot of turquoise art supplies, and this was such a fun page, and I think it just looks super cohesive because I only used like one color and a bunch of different shades of it. Here's the finished page. I love how cohesive everything looks because I only used turquoise, and I also love the doodly vibe that comes from this page. So this page was the page I did in my last episode, which you should watch, and I said I was going to do the Create a Fantasy home page, but as you can see I did it and I didn't like how it turned out, so let's redo it. So I started this page off by gluing these backgrounds I made with my chalk pastels, and then I decided to draw the stump cabin thing from the previous page, and I'm first making a stone path, which I know wasn't in the original drawing, but I decided to spice it up a little bit. Then I'm just drawing stump cabin. I didn't sketch with a pencil or use a black Vinelander to outline anything, and I like the kind of simple and like lineless look it gave it, if that makes sense. Okay, so here is the finished page, and I'm really happy on how it turned out. I did all 3 of my rows on this page, and I also really like how stump cabin and the cobblestone path really pop against the kind of blurred background. Okay, so now we are at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're still here, comment this emoji. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!